So here we have the Honda CR-V SE 4x4 on a 64 plate. I'm going to start off by showing you around the outside of the car, and then we'll hop in and run through a few controls on the inside. But from the outside you'll see it's got alloy wheels, 5 doors and tinted windows around the rear of the car. Let's start off inside the boot and then work our way around the rest of the car from there. So as we approach the back of the car, you'll see we've got reversing sensors. This car's also got reversing camera, which I'll show you when we're inside. As for the boot space, you can see there's plenty of that, and a 60/40 split folding rear seat as well. So we're just going to work our way back round to the front of the car now, and then I'll hop in and run through a few controls on the inside. But now that we've done a full circle of the car, you can see it's in lovely condition the whole way round. Just briefly before climbing in, I think it's well worth seeing the interior from this exterior point of view. There's plenty to run through on this dashboard, so let's hop in and we'll do that right now. Okay, so now that we're inside the car, we're going to start with the dials. On the left hand side we've got the rev counter, we have the speedometer in the middle, and then on the far right hand side we have the fuel gauge and coolant temperature gauge. In the centre of the speedometer you can see the total miles on this car are 10,428. The information that's displayed above that, i.e. the trip computer, can be changed using buttons on the steering wheel, and as you can see, lots of different bits of information available to you there. Speaking of the steering wheel, if we back out to the steering wheel now, the buttons I was using a moment ago are these ones down on the right hand side. Above that we have cruise control and speed limiter. On the left hand side we've got stereo controls, and then we've got the ability to answer and end phone calls, as well as voice activation for the phone. So that button just there, hit that button, ask it to dial anyone in your contacts list, and it will do that for you without you taking your phone out of your bag or pocket. That is, of course, once you paired up the phone, which is done using the stereo screen, or the stereo buttons I should say, in the middle, and the screen directly above it. Before we come back to the phone, you can see this car's got DAB radio. It has AM and FM radio as well. And then in terms of other ways of listening to music, we've got a CD player and auxiliary input, both of which can be accessed with the button here, and then the radio button's just there, and you can do your volume from the big button in the middle. You have your CD player just at the top of that unit there. I mentioned when we were at the back of the car that we have a reversing camera. If I pop the car into reverse, you can see the full colour image will come up there. It also shows you the guidelines on the ground so that you know what direction the car is headed in relation to the image that you see behind you there. So working our way down from there, we got the dual zone climate control. You can adjust the temperature for the passenger and driver side independently of one another. That button will turn the air conditioning on or off, so it's off at the moment. Give that a push and the air conditioning is on. Fan speed is adjustable up and down just here. If you'd rather let the car take control of the heating, push that button in and the car will take control to maintain this temperature for you by adjusting the fan speed itself, which you can see it doing and hear it doing now. To override that, simply readjust the fan speed. We then have the fully automatic gearbox, and next to that, a 12-volt charging socket. All that leaves me to say is thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you'd like to come and see the car in person and have a test drive, please feel free to call any of our MJA sites. We'd love to hear from you soon.